Okay, let's now take a look at our point on the unit circle at 60 degrees. So that point is going to be right here, and this won't take too long since we've already done 30. So again, the point of the unit circle is to figure out what these coordinates are when our starting point, our starting reference, I guess you could say reference point, is starting down here on the x-axis at 1, 0. But if we go 60 degrees up, the question is, what are the coordinates of this point? So again, what we're going to do is just draw a triangle to figure that out. So we're going to go straight down to the x-axis. That's going to be our y value. So we'll make it brown, and then the x value will be the purple there at the bottom. And again, you can either label the radius as 1 or r. Since we've done this so much, I'm now just going to call it r, because it can be as big or small as it wants to be. And real quickly, to figure out the x value, we know that it's going to be, I should have used purple there. Here we go. We know it's going to be the same as the length of this bottom side of the triangle, divided by r, is going to be what? Cosine, right? Because this is the adjacent side. So we will use cosine of 60 equal to adjacent over r, and we know the adjacent side is just going to be the x value of that coordinate. So we're going to write cosine of 60 equals x over r. Now we already know that cosine of 60 is what? 1/2, right? So 1/2 equals x over r. And again, just like every other time, when you multiply both sides by r, you just get the cosine of that angle times r gives you your x value. And that's called a coordinate identity. You can find the x value just by finding the cosine of that angle. Pretty neat. So we got x equals 1/2 r. All right, and I'm not going to spend too much time on this because we've already done a 30, 60, 90. But since that is your x value, you can, we'll go ahead and show it. So that's our x value, right? So how would we find the y value? Well, the y value would just be the opposite side. So the height of this triangle, this brown segment here, again divided by r. Now again, this is going to be the y value of your point. So we're going to start at 60 degrees and do opposite over hypotenuse, which is sine. So we're going to have sine of 60 equals the y value divided by r. But we know that sine of 60 is square root of 3 over 2. And that's going to be equal to y over r. And then again, to get y by itself, multiply both sides by r. And you can see right there that y is going to be square root of 3 over 2r. Alright, let's see if I can get back to my point here. Now again, if you don't like the r, the radian was what r stands for. You don't have to put it. For a lot of math teachers, they just put the number without the radius. But your units are radians, and so it's just kind of like saying, well, I ran 2.4. Well, you ran 2.4 what? Miles, kilometers? You have to have your units there, in my opinion, in order for it to make sense, okay? But again, sometimes teachers don't put r there, but it means radian. So for example, 1/2 radian would be basically you would have to go half the length of the radius to get to go this horizontal distance. And then again, square root of 3 over 2 is about 0.85. So you'd have to go about 85% of the radius of this circle to go to the height of this point. So there you go. There's your point at 60 degrees. Next, we're going to take a look at 90 and then go beyond that. If you have any questions about this lesson, let me know.